What's up, guys? Welcome to the
next
episode.
Today we're talking about Jesus Christ, God of America.
Now everyone knows the story of Jesus.
Jesus of Nazareth?
Nazareth is a small town in Pennsylvania.
Any American knows that Jesus,
A general in the War for America's Freedom,
single-handedly fought the communists.
Jesus Christ was the father of many famous people.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Santa Claus, Jonah Hill.
Jesus was able to create a lasting, impactful, and white lineage in America.
Let's start at the beginning, though.
America's always been a very religious country, founded around what they see as the one true religion, Christianity. However, many Americans don't even know that Christianity is a new term.
It was invented on September 6, 2013, in honor of Governor Chris Christie's birthday.
This was done by the Republican Party as a way to get Chris Christie back on their side and to make him stop presenting his own ideas.
The fact that they named America's religion after him is the reason that they convinced him to drop out of the 2016 presidential race and back Donald Trump up for president.
You can see here, Chris Christie is performing his famous cake inhalation ritual as a sign of respect to the onlooking elders of the Republican Party.
On this day, they formed a bond that would never be broken.
Jesus was born in the year 1740 AD to a mother who believed that God impregnated her.
Stupid bitch. According to recent research studies, Jesus' mother, Mary, was probably Jewish.
Now, due to Mary's ignorance over the existence of multiple gods, she was actually rebranded as Satan in recent scriptures, and even more recently, it was actually misspelled as Santa, which gave Christmas its mysterious figurehead we know and love today.
Jesus attended kindergarten through 3rd grade at the local elementary school, and he had so many friends.
Many of Jesus' teachers spoke highly of him. In fact, Jesus' first grade teacher, Miss Joffreys, had this to say about him.
Jesus is a joy to have in class. He never throws tantrums. He knows how to share. He participates in class. He really is a model first grade student. While Jesus excelled in elementary school, his mother was worried about him being corrupted, so she removed him.
When Jesus was removed from his public schooling, his mother taught him all about her heathen religion, trying to explain to him about this father of his, this God that he knew in his heart of hearts couldn't be real.
Eventually managing to retrieve a voice recording of her teachings, Jesus was able to give it to Child Services, which then they removed him and put him back into school at the age of 16.
His adoptive father, Kravitz, and mother, Mimi, were very accepting of his artistic pursuits.
They exposed Jesus to music and art and poetry and philosophy.
Eventually, Jesus discovered marijuana and began work on his first mixtape with some of his hood friends from high school.
Unfortunately, a week before graduation, Jesus' friend was shot dead while high on marijuana.
Jesus then realized the evils of marijuana, found the police officer that shot his hood friend, and thanked him for enforcing the law.
And Jesus immediately began to study freedom.
Jesus invented and patented freedom in the year 1765.
He wrote a book entitled Freedom Can Be Bought, The American Way.
Now, in the last 20 years, as a way of rebranding this classic, major publishing companies have been putting it out on the shelves under the title The Bible.
In 1767, Joseph Priestley invented carbonated water.
Jesus began using this carbonated water as a way to make knockoff champagne.
But he sold it as real champagne.
Jesus did all of this to finance the marketing of a potential second book.
Very soon, however, the wine snobs made it public knowledge that Jesus' champagne wasn't the premium stuff.
The worst part of all this was that Jesus had already purchased an internet domain for his site, JesusChampagne.com.
And then he drunkenly drove his car into the ocean out of extreme anger and despair.
It was at this point that Jesus discovered his ability to walk on water, and after surviving a crash that should have killed him, emerged from a stormy sea alive.
It was then people saw him as a true American god.
The only problem?
America wasn't a country yet because the communists had nukes in Cuba.
The Cubans and the British had teamed up to hold America hostage.
Then people unanimously elected Jesus as God King of America.
Jesus then appointed himself General of America's United Fighting Force.
From here, we all know the story.
Jesus had the brilliant idea to fly a team of biplanes into Russian territory and take America back.
For the Americans! Many of thousands of pages could be written for Jesus' brilliant generalship.
Or of the many battles that occurred during America's war for independence.
Regardless, in 1783, the war ended.
However, for the last 6 months of Jesus' life, he kind of became a real douchebag.
Opening churches all over America with his face and name all over them.
And he came up with this really melodramatic story of how he sacrificed himself or something.
This is also when Jesus began to establish his genetic lineage.
Jesus spent his days sleeping around, trying to create all the angry old white guys he could.
Jesus finally died in 1785 at the end of the war when he choked on a piece of apple pie.
And then shot himself in the face with a rifle.
However, several days later, people reported seeing him at bars and strip clubs saying that he was Jesus so he could get free drinks.
However, many people didn't believe him because they had never heard of the city of Nazareth, as it had recently been renamed Newcastle.
So that's it. That's the story of Jesus. He was a great man, a great general, a furry.
And he loved syrup. So thanks for watching another episode of How It Happened, guys.
We'll be back next week for another banging episode.
Let us know what you think we should talk about next.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments below if you go to church.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes.